And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, elephants and zebras, gypsies and fairies. I am still not fully awake. Ooh, my eyebrows. Jeez. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about were snakes, eggs, and Easter eggs, because the beautiful woman in that room right over there said something about an Easter egg recall. And so this is for anybody who raises chickens, or anybody who has Easter eggs, plastic Easter eggs, and you don't want them anymore. You want to give them to somebody that can use them. My grandma down in Texas, in Hempstead, Texas, she kept chickens, and whenever if there was a chicken missing or something, you had to say something because snakes and other critters would get in the coop and whatnot. Anyway, Grandma used to take plastic Easter eggs and put some under the chickens in their little nests. And I was like, why are you doing that, Grandma? And she said, well, when the snakes got in, I mean, you just had chicken wire covering the coop, and snakes crawl right through that, and they bore a hole underneath there and get in as well. Find other ways to get in. Snakes are smart that way. But what you do is you take them plastic Easter eggs, you put them in there, and snakes don't know the difference between a plastic Easter egg and a real chicken egg. So the snakes will try and swallow them Easter eggs. Well, they can't crush them. Maybe they make them cheaper today than they did back in the 70s. But you can come in. But they can't crush them. So that Grandma wants, that's the stepdaughter right there. So anyway, Grandma said one day, she said, come on down to the stables with me. I'm like, yes ma'am. And we go down there, and she said, I want to show you something. I'm like, yes ma'am. And there's an old fence post back there, and there's this here snake wrapped around the fence post dead. And there's a big old bulge in the middle of it, or not in the middle of it, further up is this here snake that had swallowed an Easter egg. Well, they can't crush them. Even if they crushed them, it would cut their insides up. So that's one way she kept the snakes from taking all her eggs. So if you have plastic Easter eggs and you live on a farm, or even if you don't live on a farm, there are a lot of people who have chickens that don't live on farms. Take your plastic, go get a bag of cheap plastic Easter eggs, and just scatter them here and there in the coop. And if you have problems with snakes, I mean, like up here, we don't have snakes like we did in Texas. Texas has lots of snakes. You want to see even more snakes, you go to Okinawa. It's like in Minnesota, you're driving down the road, and there goes a wolf walking down the road just trotting. Well, in Texas, instead of seeing wolves, you see snakes. In Okinawa, you see snakes everywhere. We had a habu snake on Okinawa, but those things are big. They'd probably take a plastic Easter egg and actually eat it, believe it or not. But anyway, so plastic Easter eggs are how you take care of your snake problem. If you have any fowl that lays, well, I guess all fowl lay eggs, right? So, but they're not as big as goose eggs. I don't know if a snake could, I guess a habu could take a goose egg. But anyway, take plastic Easter eggs and help protect your egg harvest by using plastic Easter eggs.